When Ford invented the assembly line, it was revolutionary. Workers had their set tasks to perform in a process chain. The repetition led to efficiency, which increased productivity. People, as a result, were treated as robots, and of course, those people have been replaced by actual robots, thanks to technology. So the method may have worked in the industrial age, but today, organizations and its people have to adapt to the changing lay of the land. A land which needs to deliver on the human brain, to deliver on the creative and learning-based tasks which robots can't perform yet. So while automation and digitalization has led the change, let's not forget that people have been the core driving force behind that change. So how do we coach people to add value through creative and innovative thinking processes, to push the boundaries of innovation? It asks for a mindset change, a work philosophy, which I'm here to talk about today, and it's a call to action towards the agile way of working. I work in the human resources department in one of the leading telecom organizations in Pakistan, whose footprint ranges from traditional products to digital solutions to financial services. I look after the workplace aspect of the organization, essentially its people. And I can tell you that the workplace and the workforce of the future are very different from what we have today. You may have heard the words agile and lean as the new buzzwords droning from the management halls, but beyond the fancy, hard to execute concepts is a very simple, implementable philosophy, which can not only change how we work, but also redefine how we look at our own potential. So the approach is something like this, and work with me on this. Step one, you put people with similar skill sets in one group and you create multiple groups. So essentially you have a population of diverse skill sets defined by their area of expertise. Let's take an example. You have a group of lawyers, doctors, and engineers. As those groups, let's call them practices, experts defined by their area of expertise. On to step two. Let's pick experts from these practices and make a team, and let's call it squad. A squad is an independent team which is defined by those cross-functional skill sets. So you gather a doctor, an engineer, and a lawyer and make up one squad. As for the final step, if you make multiple such squads and put them under one roof, you have a tribe. A tribe is a group of squads which is working on related projects towards one singular mission. A tribe is not just a cross-functional team working on a project. These people are working on specialized work streams continuously as part of their jobs. A tribe is what every organization should aspire to have. A group of diverse people working together on different projects defined by one mission. Now, let's take a step back and compare it to a traditional organization, which is defined by structural hierarchy, pushing people to work in silos. The communication and decision-making flows down the hierarchy, leaving no room for creativity and empowerment. Let me show you a very real example of how a typical project looks like in a traditional organization. So this is what the customer explained. This is what the end user explained to a project team. How the project leader understood is something like this. The analyst envisioned it to look something like that. And the programmer wrote it to look something like that. While essentially what the customer really needed was a swing. So there is no accountability towards projects till the deadline arrives, and then you're in for a surprise for missed timelines, increased project costs, and total scope of change. A tribe thrives in organized chaos. And this has been enabled by digitalization, where workflow and communication is managed by automated processes and online tools. Tribes believe in the fail-fast mindset, where you meet frequently and more to correct course at the right time. So the core reason behind why agile teams work better is because they're empowered to make real-time decisions rather than getting lost in the organizational hierarchy and chain of command. This mindset also helps build and house expertise, which is essential for a project to get the most informed decision and eventual success. Adapting to the agile way of work is not an easy feat, but organizations and its people must learn to do so. And the change comes from within us, the disruptors and agents of change within our own spheres. The world, startups in particular, have already done it, and we are just arriving at the workplace of the future. Interestingly enough, the agile way of working has also allowed us to afford a 4-day work week, which achieves better work-life balance and leads to happier, more productive employees. Agile also includes and involves the future's workforce, Gen Zs and millennials, who are more interested in quicker, smarter decision-making and impactful results. From a culture point of view, Agile helps its organizations and people tremendously. Tribes are continuously working towards automating processes, enhancing their skill sets, making empowered decisions in working in self-driven teams, removing silos and boundaries, and ensuring data-driven decision-making. So, as a contributor to your organization, you will be empowered to make decisions from a bird's eye view. These decisions will be more preemptive, accurate, and to target to the right market, to the right user at the right time. So, the agile way of work is already here, and this is what we need to do to catch up to the changing times. By all means, be an expert, sure, but I want you to focus on these 3 key questions to ask yourself, which will make you successful at the future workplace. How effectively you solve conflict and communicate, how successfully you manage remote and diverse teams, and how good you are at negotiating in tough situations. These skills are essential in helping you adapt to the ever-changing workplace of the future. You will be in the business of making yourself redundant every single day without having the fear of becoming irrelevant. So, the challenge is upon us to adapt to the changing times and needs to arrive at the workplace of the future. Thank you.